How do I know if my ex still loves me? Hello and welcome to Love Advice TV. If this is your first time visiting the channel, then welcome. If you've already been part of the community for quite some time, then welcome back. And you've probably heard me say that a million times in my intro, but you never know. There might be a new person who is joining the community. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Danny, and I am one of the head coaches for Love Advice TV. So for the With My Ex Again project and the Happily Committed project. So we are talking today about whether your ex still loves you or not. It's a good question. It's a legitimate question, and if you are currently in that position, right? You're in that place where you're contemplating whether your ex still loves you. First and foremost, I want to say that I empathize with you because it's not an easy position to be in. It's not an easy place to be in mentally and emotionally, right? Wondering if that love is still there, because that means that there is probably a part of you that is wondering if the relationship could potentially work again if you give it another chance. And that's a very vulnerable position to be in. Even just admitting that to yourself can be very difficult. Maybe you've had this discussion with your friends and at lunch or at dinner or with family, and they tell you that you're absolutely crazy. So what do? You go on the computer and you go onto YouTube and you try to figure out whether your ex still loves you or not. So I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to criticize you. And to be honest with you, you're not alone. A lot of people wonder the same exact thing. So if there's a part of you that's like, why am I even typing this in right now? What am I doing? You're okay. It's a very natural part of the process. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy. You're not, you know, being a needy person. It's just general curiosity. So, the very first thing that I tell people is love doesn't just disappear like that. If love was present in the relationship, it doesn't disappear overnight. You have built a life, you've built memories, you've shared experiences together, and the focus should be on the circumstances that led to the relationship no longer being a sustainable relationship, right? The focus should be on what happened in the relationship that caused it to break down. The question shouldn't be, does this person still love me? I truly do believe that love is always present, right? It's just to varying degrees. And depending on the circumstance, depending on the breakup, depending on what happened, that can impact how a person views their love for you. But that does not negate the fact that love is still present. And I know this is going to sound harsh. I know this is going to sound like, negative Nancy over here. Sorry if your name is Nancy. I don't mean to offend you. It's just a phrase. Um, but love is not enough, right? Love is not enough. There are other fundamental aspects to a relationship that have to be present in order for that love to grow and to remain healthy and sustainable long term. Intimacy, communication, conflict resolution, all of these things are an important factor. So let's kind of veer away from the question of does my ex still love me and really focus on the why the love was not sustainable. Now, if we want to get into just the general signs that it's possible your ex has feelings for you, still loves you, number one, and the one that's usually at the top of the list is they keep in touch, right? They communicate with you to some degree, to some form, whether it's via text, social media, actual audio calls. Whatever the case may be, they are actively putting an effort into remaining in contact with you. But again, that's dependent on how the relationship ended, how much focus they're putting on you, how much energy and time they're investing, and what they are saying when they are communicating with you. It also depends on your current dynamic. Did you guys decide to still be friends? Did you guys decide to still remain in contact? All those things affect their level of communication with you. So I also don't want you over analyzing and over reading the situation. And I know this can be very difficult to analyze, right? I know this can be very difficult to navigate because you are the person who is in the situation. So you're having a very subjective experience, which is why I always recommend a one-on-one coaching session or working with myself or any of the other coaches directly, because we can provide you with more of an objective standpoint and really break down the dynamic to help you better understand what it potentially means. The other part of this, right, number two, is they talk a lot about the past, shared memories, the relationship, the good times that you guys had. And usually, what this is an indication that they are holding on to past feelings. So maybe they haven't actually fully moved on from the relationship. Maybe there's a part of them that's actually regretting the breakup, or they genuinely do love you. They just cannot see themselves in a relationship with you right now or in the future because of what led to the breakdown of the relationship. They're having difficulty trusting that it will be different the second time around, which is why that reflection period is so important. And the prob- probably the most obvious one, right, is that they're jealous. They don't like the idea of you dating other people or being out there or living a single life or doing all of these things. And look, I completely understand that there's a part of you that's probably like, well, that's their fault. They made the decision to walk away from the relationship. So they cannot dictate or have a say in what I do in my life. And that's not what I'm saying. You are absolutely right. They don't have that right. They don't have the ability to tell you not to live your life or not to date other people because that is the decision that they made. What I am saying is that it is probably a sign that there are feelings there, that there's still that love there, that there's actually that very instinctual, ancestral protective quality that's there. It's kind of like, this is my person, so I have to protect them at all costs. And it's possible they may just not have separated the emotion from the actual like conscious thinking part of it. So either way, if they display any form of jealousy, it is likely that there is still attraction there, there's still love there, there's still some level of chemistry there. They just, again, are not able to or willing to be in a relationship right now. Again, if you are in that situation, if you are currently experiencing this, I will say it one more time: shift your mindset, shift your thinking. It's not about whether they love you or not. It's about what led to the breakdown of the relationship, reflecting on that, processing that, changing behaviors. Um, and if you are wanting to reconcile the relationship, learning from that experience and being able to show your ex that the possibility of a second relationship is possible. But again, that is a choice. That is only if you want to do that. You don't have to. There's no need. You can move on. You can process. You can do whatever it is that you need to do. But at the end of the day, the choice is yours. And either way, happy to help you through that process if that is what you need. That being said, if you are experiencing this, if you have experienced this, if you are in the process of reconciling a relationship, if you chose to move on, leave a comment. Let me know what your experience was like. If you generally have any questions, if you have any recommendations, please leave your comment. I love to interact with you. And also make sure you like and you subscribe. I truly appreciate it. It helps us to be able to continue creating content and talking to you guys and having very open and candid discussions just like this one. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Again, my name is Danny. Hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.